Welcome back.
Welcome back to the TAE Time Podcast. Yes, my voice sounds like this because I am going through.
Your voice literally sounds normal.
I know, but I sound okay. Maybe to me, I'm sick anyway.
It's very slight.
But I'm not like sick.
Yeah.
I'm like on the cusp, but I'm trying to do everything I can to prevent it. I keep forgetting that people are listening to this. I just held up the cup of Lemsip. I'm just trying to manage myself and take care of myself. But yeah, I know. Hope everyone's doing well. I heard from a little birdie that some people didn't agree with my choices of opinions in last week's episodes. And so, like, once again, anyone should know this. I am the word of reason. Of balance.
Word of reason.
The voice of balance. Balance.
But it's interesting because I feel like you are more open with being controversial and having controversial opinions.
Oh, absolutely.
But I very openly say my controversial opinions.
Yeah.
And then you disagree with them.
No. I don't disagree with it. My thing, right, guys, for anyone who doesn't know me by now, I try to I don't want to say it because I hate when people are there.
Say it.
I try to be devil's advocate, right? I try to look at it from all points of views and being like, oh, this is what it could be for this person. This is what it could be for this. I have my own opinion. I do give my own opinion. Like I said, for me, I want to do that. But I always try to see from the other, because that's what I actually do in real life. I always try to see from the other perspective. Like, that's something that Claire likes about me. I always try to look at, like, from the, there's also something she doesn't like about me, by the way. It's a double-edged sword. Like, but I do try to see things from different points of views, like I always try to see, okay, maybe where is this coming from?
And I understand, but I think there are situations when your own opinions should what did my voice just do there? Embarrassing. But there are some times when your opinion should outweigh any other opinions.
Yeah, and that's why on this episode you're getting unhinged, Farouk. You're getting straight bars, straight everything.
He got flamed because he wasn't
standing up for what people think I think.
Because Farouk, if there's a burning building, are you saving a human or a dog?
I'm saving the human. I said that though.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You were like, well...
No, I said I would say no.
Don't let Nicoletta be in charge of your dog.
No, that's a meme. But I said I would save the human because I obviously would save the human. I love cats and dogs. And I love cats. And then there's some dogs I love. But I wouldn't be the biggest advocate of them over a human being.
And you heard it here
PETA,
first.
don't come for me though. Just chill, all right?
Who?
PETA.
Oh, like the pet. Yeah. Anyways, without further ado, we decided to bring you guys another episode of stories.
Yeah.
Compile stories.
Back to back?
I know.
Back to back? Bar for bar?
Guys, if you can hear the wind outside.
Yeah, it's very windy. I really hope you guys, this is not picking up on the mic. If you can hear it, we're very sorry. It's because, as we said, we film in our new kitchen now, and there's a massive door, French door?
Oh,
French door. There's a massive French doors, and so obviously, and it's super windy. It's a yellow weather warning right now.
I thought that was just in the southwest.
No. Pretty much this whole side, so west and south. I mean, east.
We're the east, so I don't know.
I mean, anyway, moral of the story, it's yellow weather warning, so it's super windy, everything like that. So hopefully, otherwise, we could have actually just done this on our couch holding the mics, but, we're used to our setup and stuff. Yeah. So
I kind of like it here. It feels like a formal get-together. It feels like a set. Yeah.
Because Nicolette spends all her waking time either sleeping on the couch, laying on the couch, or laying down in the bed. That's why.
Yeah, there's no in between. Today I was feeling like crap though.
Yeah, so
I was on the couch like a stick little baby. Mm-hmm. But without further ado, and these aren't necessarily all story times that I have here.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be a mixed bag. We're just gonna talk.
I have some, for example, I'm gonna start off with a question that was posted in r/ask men.
Ooh.
And what better way than asking Farouk, who is a man?
Am I?
So, first question here that we have for you: men who have been in relationships with women. How do you keep them long-term without them leaving you or getting bored?
Don't go into them in the first place.
You say such dumb shit sometimes.
I'm cutting that out. No, I'm joking. No. So how do you get them to not get bored and to keep be exciting?
How
I'm
are
be
you
funny.
exciting?
Be funny. I'm a comedian. She laughed. She laughed. But be funny. Like, I think girls like funny guys. Like, I didn't realize, like you know what? Girls always go like, oh my god, I like funny guys. And then guys are always like, oh yeah, all girls say like funny guys. But girls actually do like funny guys. Girls actually do like funny guys.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not just a thing they say. Like,
yeah, it's not like a thing they just say. They dead ass do like funny guys. You know. I have a funny quote I'm not gonna say that I always say. That's like, oh, if you can make.
Oh, let's just
yeah.
keep it PG-13.
But yeah, no. So girls are like funny guys. So and you don't have to be like a comedian. Like, I'm not a comedian by any sense of the word, but I feel like I'm able to make people laugh, whether at me or with me. I'm able to make them laugh. So like that definitely helps. And like, be fun. Like, if you're a boring person, I don't like, at least be fun in their hobbies. Like, you know, kind of like, let's say you're like a quiet person, like a more reserved person. You can be reserved, but you can still be fun, like in the proximity of your hobbies.
So what are some things that you would say in which you are fun that would add to the relationship?
I'm kind of like spontaneous.
God, no, you're not.
Spontaneous.
You
shut
are
up.
not.
Nicoletta, shut up. I'm making a case. I'm kind of like spontaneous. I'm like kind of like the mystery guy, you know, like, you know, mysterious, and you know, like, you know, I like all these things that women want. That's me.
You're the ideal man.
Like, when you see definition of what do women want?
Fruit. Yeah.
I'm joking, obviously. But no, like, I don't know. I feel like because I don't care and I just do whatever the fuck I want. Nicoletta just vibes with that energy. Let me not lie. So like, you know, like
How'd you know what I vibe
It's
with?
exciting because I've been with you for God knows how many years now. But like 10 years, by the way. I need the answer. It's just sarcasm. But because I know some people are gonna flame me for that. You know, they're gonna be like, he doesn't even know how long they've been together. Anyway.
He doesn't even let her finish her sentence.
He doesn't let her finish. Oh, they love that one. No, I just love to talk. And Nicoletta and I, like, it's not like disrespectful. We're combative. Yeah. We combat each other. Like,
but I wouldn't even say it's like.
And also, my voice is loud.
Yeah. you go with domineering, so it probably seems more aggressive than it actually is. But I think sometimes, like, because regarding that comment, this is a bit off topic, but we did get a comment that was like, "Oh, he's just cutting her off," and guys, like, that's just not how it works. Like, yeah, sometimes he cuts me off, but I also sometimes cut him off, and we just kind of
goes both ways.
Work like that. And I think a lot of the times what I noticed is that I sound like I'm finishing a sentence, but because you know me, you know the sentence is already done.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you kind of take over.
Come in, like.
So it sounds like you're you know, not letting me finish, but like you're ready.
I just know her so well. I'm a psychic. Like, don't you know? And this is part of the reason why she wants to be with me. You see, guys, definition of what women want, Farouk. No, I'm joking. But I know, I truly believe it's like, just be yourself. And if she's the right one for you, you'll vibe. Like, you don't have to do anything. Like, I don't, like, let me be honest. I don't try to impress Nicola. I don't try to do anything. I
disagree.
Just be myself. Let me finish.
I disagree.
Sorry, I don't like being cut off. Like, do you mind letting me finish? This is kind of disrespectful. Okay. Oh God, feminist. As I was saying before rudely being interrupted, is I think the whole point is literally just like, I be myself, and then Nicoletta likes who I am. So it works.
I think the whole...
And now she will tell you lies.
I think the whole, like, funny thing is really, really important, because I know, like, if there's a day when Farouk doesn't make me laugh, I noticed, and I say it. I was like, you know, today you didn't make me laugh. And then he will proceed to make me laugh. So I guess sometimes you just got to verbalize how you feel. Because even like me just saying that, I think already creates a humorous, you know, vibe.
Humorous situation.
Yeah, where it's like, I didn't make you laugh. Well, let me try and make you laugh now. But I think what I've noticed about him as well that I really like, it's like when he makes me laugh, you know, he continues with his joke because he enjoys seeing me laugh and he wants to continue making me laugh. So he just keeps adding on to the joke. Even though the joke is dead, it's burned to a crisp. But he's like continuing
it's the power
to see me laugh, you know?
It's the feeling.
So I think that's nicer than you making me laugh initially, you know? It's like he
Yeah.
wants to see me laugh, and that's attractive.
It's kind of like how like KSI is funny, not because he's actually funny, because he laughs so fucking hard that his laugh is funny.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
No offense, KSI, sorry. You can come and defend yourself on the TAE Time Podcast.
Per.
I
I think for men, like I would say what you've done to keep me here long term.
Yeah, tell us from a woman's perspective.
Is I think I was saying to you today, you're a very competent person.
No one likes weaponizing competency. No one likes weaponizing competency.
Ferg's favorite girly world.
It's my favorite.
Girly word.
Weaponizing incompetence. Weaponize incompetence. Weaponize incompetence.
Weaponize the competence.
You shouldn't even say it properly, but okay.
Yes, I did.
Weaponize incompetent. No. Is that what you just said?
No, weaponized incompetence.
Weaponize incompetence. Yeah, English is not my first language. Also, that's also someone.
People blamed you for that as well.
Yeah, they blamed me for that too. They're like, as he likes to say, English is not my first language. What the fuck do you want me to say?
But anyways, regardless. So you just used that to make me say it because you pretended that you didn't know how to say it.
Oh, snap.
But yeah, I think Farouk is very competent. I think he's like, I was saying even around the house, like doing stuff around the house. You know how I'd be seeing TikToks of these girls being like, oh, I knew it was.
Do you mind if I cut you off?
Yeah, I do. What?
The magic laundry basket.
Oh, yeah. That's a good example. Do you know, like, when I've heard, like, men be like, oh, don't you know the magic laundry basket where it's full and then one day, boom, like, it's clean and all your laundry is back where it belongs. You know, that kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah. And then, like, I had to, like, sit down and be like, actually, I've never experienced that. But, like, there's just a lot of things that, like, you know, kind of like break up people and like things over time, like, you know, guys leaving stuff around or, you know, leaving dishes or That's me. I'm the guy. Like, I tend to leave stuff around and Farouk just cleans up after me like my mom would at home.
Magic.
And I'm
magic.
like, oh my God, especially dishes.
House magic.
Yeah, I don't like washing dishes. Like, Farouk generally does dishes all the time, and I can trust him to do them well, you know?
Yeah, not just like...
He's competent, you know? And I was just saying today we went to get some groceries, and Farouk was like, oh, we need toilet paper, you know, we need, like, kitchen napkins. I'm like, how do you even know that? I've never in my life bought, like, these things unless it's, like, he told me to go get it, you know? So I don't know, I just found that's really attractive, you know, a guy who's also very invested in his home and like knows what's needed. So it's not just me. Like, obviously I do a lot of like grocery shopping because I like to cook more, but he also cooks his own meals. So it's just that competency that I don't feel like I'm raising a child, you know?
More of the story, no weaponizing competency.
None. And like,
None.
even, you know, I put the washing on. I don't think I've ever put any laundry that was washed back. I hate doing it. And he just does it.
Just gotta fold.
Yeah,
Fold is the way to our heart, boys.
And I don't even like folding clothes, and he does it better than me anyway. That's what a man would say. She just does it better.
Yeah, she just does it. But baby, you just do it better. What's the point of me doing it when you just do it better?
Yeah, so that's me, basically. That's basically me. Anyways, that was the first question that we had. The second one, which is still under r/ask men.
Oh.
I'm just still following on that theme.
Just shooting at me for today.
But this is a bit of a story as well as a question.
Ooh,
so,
we love a little story.
What makes men lose their sweetness as they get older? At 26, I've come to realize that most guys my age don't turn me on because if they have looks, money, degrees, fit bodies, I can't get turned on if they lack one essential thing, and that is sweetness. In fact, it even seems that the more good looking and wealthy and educated and fit a guy is, the less likely he is to be sweet. I don't mean trivial surface level sweetness, I mean like deep sweetness. Kind of hard to describe, you know? And then she kind of just goes on to say how she met a sweet guy and like that she worked with. But basically, the moral of the story and the question is, how do men maintain their sweetness, and where does it go?
Let me not lie. As she was saying that story, I was like, damn, I think I'm a victim of that.
Victim
of losing my sweetness, but I never had it in the first place.
I don't think that makes you a victim.
I'm a victim.
The women are the victim in your life.
I'm a victim. I'm the victim. I never had the sweetness in the first place. To be honest, I wouldn't even be able to know how I'd answer that question, because I don't think I've ever been like that. I don't think I'm like that as a person.
Okay, so
I think there's like being sweet and being considerate, two different things. Like maybe some women would consider being considerate being sweet. Like, like take for example, the last day Nicola wasn't feeling well and everything, and then she wanted me to go get her chocolates, whatever, and then I got her chocolates, and then she like started crying, blah 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 blah, right? Like that was a private moment that I just put out on the air. That's how I'd be like that. No one's safe, but not even me. But no, like stuff like that, and like that's sweet. But like I didn't think of that. But the fact that when she said it, I was willing to just go and do it, I think is what she considered sweet. So like I think it kind of goes in, like, for me, I would say, even if a guy is not sweet, if you tell him like what you want him to do that's sweet, and then he goes and does it, I think that's still sweet. Because like it's not like, because obviously we're all different, and like some people like I know there's definitely boyfriends that would have just seen Nicola and just known to like, let me just go to the store, go get that. And obviously it's better because she didn't have to tell him, and like came, but like it's better for it to happen than to not happen at all. It's kind of like what I think anyway. Like, don't get me wrong, like yes, it is better to be the boyfriend who knows and you just do that, but sometimes like, as I said, for me it just doesn't come naturally. Like I don't think of these things, like, because I was just like, oh, Nicola's like on a cut or whatever, so like, like obviously I'm leaving. I know, but you know what I mean, like this is what would go through my brain. I was like, oh, she's just like, like so I shouldn't disturb her, like, or whatever. But like when you're like, oh, I want this, I'm like, oh, cool, let's go do that then, cool.
It's a good question, because I feel like the way this girl is asking it wouldn't necessarily be like considerate things. It'd be like sweet, like sweet gestures,
like getting flowers,
kind of thing,
getting chocolates.
But at the same time, like, sweet can be different things to different people, right? And I think as you get older as well, it's like I pointed out, I always make sure that I point out when you do things that I'm like, that's so sweet, like even if it's like something small, that I'm like, I really appreciate that you did this for me, kind of thing, even though it's what should be done. You should. As she should. Yeah, I know. As he should. Like, right? She should. But the thing is, like, at the same time, you should recognize when people are putting in that effort for you, not just expect it like it's nothing, right? And like even the chocolate example. So I saw this TikTok that was like, oh, whenever I went shopping for my partner and I always came back with things that we needed and things I knew that he liked. But whenever he went shopping, he only got things that he liked and not things that we needed, right?
Weaponized incompetency.
So they ended up divorcing, whatever. But I was just like, does Farouk know what I want? So when I told him I want chocolate, whatever, he's like, okay, which one? And then I was like, also come back with a surprise. I was like, does this guy know what I want? And I know damn well he knows what I like. But sometimes you gotta test the waters and make sure.
Testing. That's all women know. Test this, test that. Can you relax? Can you let us rest?
It wasn't that hard for you to pick up something else that I like.
Can you let me rest?
It wasn't that serious. It was not that serious. But I think, like, if you were to think of your guy friends who maybe used to do sweet gestures and now no longer do, what would you say would be a contributing factor to that?
They just don't like the girl that much anymore. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah, like, as in, like, they do a lot to impress the girl at the start, and then they're just like, all right, I got her, and it's like calm, and then just move on. I think that's what happens with a lot of guys. It's like, you, like, in the chase, you're trying to do as much, like, you're keeping notes, you're doing all these things to try and impress her, and then once you've gotten her, once you bagged her, you don't feel, and that's like kind of like the whole thing about relationships, and like why relationships either turn sour or don't last, is because like people don't do the things that they were doing to try catch the other person anymore. They're just settled and they're like, oh, we don't have to chase each other anymore. But the thing is, like, that chase is what makes the other person be like attracted to you in the first place. And like, so you lose that. So I think definitely I do know a lot of my male friends that would like, you know, like chase women and like doing all this, and then like once they like get the woman, whether they like, you know, date them or whatever, they just stop caring. They're just like, yeah, it's calm still. No, like it's patent, isn't it? You know, but like but obviously like maybe some people just like as well, like maybe the girl changes and isn't the same anymore. So it's like, like I don't really feel like doing this because this isn't the same girl I got with or whatever, you know.
But do you
like that's also another side to it.
But do you think then, if these guys were to get into serious, like, long-term relationships, they would maintain that sweetness, or because they're already used to not putting in that effort after the initial phase, they wouldn't keep up the same energy?
I think it depends from person to person, honestly. It's like one of those things that you can never really tell. Like, you can guess that, oh, he's probably going to be like that. And then he could be opposite, you know, and stuff like that. Or you can guess that, oh, he wouldn't be like that. And then he is like that, you know, like kind of thing. So, like, I think it depends on person to person. But I would be more inclined to think, like, if you spend a long time being single and doing all of that, eventually you get in a relationship, I highly doubt you would keep that same energy throughout the entire relationship, because it's long. Let me not lie. Even I don't do the same energy the entire relationship. Like, it's like spurts, you know, you like do it in spurts and you still keep trying to do it. As long as you keep doing it at some point.
But don't get me wrong now. Some point doesn't mean like once a month, once a year. That's not good enough. And I think
I'm getting broken up with.
On live. No, but I think it can be small things throughout the day. You know, it doesn't even have to be like a sweet gesture, like getting her flowers, because I don't think I need that for you to be sweet.
So we're talking about more about being considerate then? No?
I guess so. Yeah.
Like, you know, like doing like, you know, like helping you make a coffee.
Yeah.
Helping you wash a cup.
Yeah.
Helping you do this. Helping you do that.
Because, because when you think about it, like, oh yeah, it's what you should expect of your partner, but you know, there's certain things that you don't necessarily should expect. You know, like if I'm drinking my own coffee, I should be expected to wash my own cup, kind of thing, you know?
Like a grown adult.
Yeah, but you do it for me, which is very sweet. But
because I take care of a child, because I'm a grown adult.
But then the next step level after that of like, you know, sweetness in terms of doing more than just like regular schmegular everyday things would be like maybe taking your partner out to see a movie. If it was so regular schmegular,
why don't you wash your own cup?
Listen, take your partner out to a movie or like on a date to try something to eat and that kind of thing. And I think that's important as well to maintain. Yeah, like the idea is like you need to stay dating. Yeah, you need to stay dating. The idea, you gotta stay dating. Once again, date this, date that. Can I just rest? Can I just rest? It's gonna be a fun reality when your friends who are just dating around and be like, oh. And then they get into a relationship and it's like, I still have to do this? I'm like, I told you. It's just constant. Yeah. But for their partner's sake, I hope that they do continue to date their partner, because it's an important thing. Yeah. But like, answer this. Is dating important to you as a man once you've already been in a relationship for a long time? I'm a terrible example, because I'm not a good man example to use, but to me it doesn't really matter personally. I don't think I need us to be going on dates and stuff like that. Like, I think because I'm pretty chill, like in the sense, like I'm pretty chill, I'm pretty low maintenance, bro. You are. I'm very low maintenance, to be honest. I'm not like I said that sarcastically, but I'm very low maintenance. You would not leave the house if you don't have to. Like, yeah, so like just chilling with Nicoletta is enough for me, like, you know, but I know like Nicoletta likes the idea of us going on dates and doing this and doing that. The question here is more for you to answer. So like, if it's not dates or whatever, what are some things or like activities that are important and bonding moments for you? You're staying in my life.
that is enough for me. Let me not lie. I'm being dead ass right now. I know everyone's gonna be like, wow, that's crazy.
That's just
but
silly.
no, honestly, like just Nicola being constant in my life is enough for me. Like I'm just like, yo, like this girl is the girl that I'm with, and like we chill, we talk, we do whatever. And like even like, you know, and that's what I mean. Like just you being in my life, like whether we're texting, whether we're sending each other TikToks, whether we're like doing whatever, that's just like the same, like literally the same way I am with my friends, like to keep in touch. Like we don't even need to speak. You can just send each other TikToks. That is enough for you to be a constant in my life.
But
and that's just me as a person.
I get you, but I would say even things like, say when we watch like YouTube stuff or like we're having food and doing that, I think that's a really valuable bonding experience together. You know, rather than, because throughout most of the day we don't spend a lot of time together, but then like in the evening, if we're doing something together, I think that adds to the bonding experience.
I feel like that's for you. We could not do that and I would still feel close to you.
But I think it adds, I think you just wouldn't, like if we were to, in a whole week to not spend any time together,
we're still like texting and talking.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's
really, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I think for me, because I like to talk, I think the talking thing is what's important.
Yeah, but online talking is...
On talking person or even talking text, like
no, I think if I were to be isolated in the room and you'd be isolated in the living room for like a whole week and we wouldn't speak, I think
I want to talk to you in person. Like that's what I mean, talking like in person.
Okay, but like that's a bonding experience.
Yeah. Like I meant talking in person, like the consistent talking in person, like is
guys. We got so carried on with this.
Yeah, like the consistent talking in person is what I mean.
We really got on. We only answered 2 questions.
Yeah, you know, we're already 26-ish minutes in, whatever it is for you guys. Like after I cut the start and whatever, but like yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to a story, and this is from r/marriage.
Oh.
So, it makes my husband uncomfortable when my bra strap is visible. My husband and I, both 24, just recently got married, and we've been together since 2019. My husband's a very loving and caring man, yet he has some very strong opinions. We went out this morning to run errands, and the weather has been getting chilly, so I threw on a cute top with spaghetti straps and a cardigan with some jeans. The cardigan is pretty oversized, so there's a lot of times where it would fall off one shoulder while I was walking, picking out groceries, etc. My husband would gently raise my cardigan over my shoulder again whenever it'd fall off. I thought he was just doing it so I wouldn't get a cold, or because maybe he thought I wanted it to be on my shoulder. It wasn't until the last time he did it, when we were walking in the parking lot to our car, when he pulled it up and said, "Your bra strap is showing again." What he said shocked me at first. I mentally scoffed and shook my head at the idea that he was pulling my cardigan up for me all those times because my bra strap was showing next to the spaghetti strap. At first, I thought he was joking, so I joked back with him and sarcastically said, "Oh no, now everyone knows I have boobs and I'm wearing a bra." We got into our car, and once we sat down, he said, "Oh no, my wife is sluttily showing her underwear off." I was so taken aback when I realized he was actually voicing his opinion and his truth through their sarcasm. I'd asked him if he was being serious, to which he said yes, and that it made him uncomfortable that people would see my bra strap when my cardigan fell down, because a bra is underwear and I'm showing it off. My husband has never been like this, and for the first time since we've been married, I asked myself, who did I get married to? I've also worn spaghetti strap tops dozens of times in the past 4 years we've been together with no cardigan or jacket over it, and no, not once did he ever mention this. He said that he's always been uncomfortable with it, but he's just now speaking up because we're on a different level of respect now that we're married, and it's disrespectful to him that I'm walking around with my bra strap visible.
Like, he's just a dummy, because like the problem isn't, oh my God, like there's so many layers to this. The problem isn't the fact that, okay, this is your boundary. The problem is the fact that, why did you wait till you get married for you to say like, hey, this is a boundary of mine? Mm-hmm. Now that we're on a different level of that we're married now, it's a different level of respect, and so we have to. What, are you fucking dumb, bro? No, this is something that you should have taken consideration from way back when. Yeah. Like, if you wanted her to fucking be covered like a nun, like, bro, like, you know, this is something you should have came in from the gate swinging, you know, not like, oh, now that we're married, don't you dare ever show your ankles, you whore.
See, it's kind of scary. Like, and I kind of, I guess that's why
he waited till she was locked in.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to bring up the story just to be able to talk about like people changing their expectations of their partners completely once they're married, and that's really scary.
Like, it's stupid because it's like this is something you should have, like, if they were doing this while you guys were together, why would you expect them to magically stop doing it? And like, this is not deep. We're not even talking about the bra strap thing anymore, because like that's even crazy to me. I'm not even gonna touch on that because that's dumb as fuck. Like, I think anyone who doesn't see it as dumb as fuck is okay. What the hell? But like, for real, like, if you expect one thing, but the entire time you're in a relationship, you never say anything, and then it's only when you get married, like, hey, I've been expecting this, and now you're going to start doing it because we're married. That is fucked. Why did you not lay your whole expectations and all your wants from the get-go? Because then it's then on to the other person to be like, hey, I'm not really comfortable with that. Let's break up because you're kind of crazy. And then it's like, yeah, cool, move on. And now you're just gonna be fighting over something that she never even like knew. Like this is because the problem isn't the fact that what's it called? You're like, oh my god, I don't want my wife's bra strap showing. The problem is that you're like, oh, she's a slut because
slutty behavior.
You know, like, because it's like, that is insane. Okay, that is borderline. Wow, like what? Like, if you that means like you had a hard like mentality against this, right, from the very get-go. Oh, like when it comes to modesty, whatever it is, right? Like, once again, this is not even modesty, it's just a bra strap, right? Like, whatever on the thing, and it's not even her on purpose, just slipping off while she's wearing a cardigan, right? I mean, like, it's showing, and so it's absolutely insane for you to be like, yo, this is some hard line for me, and like, now that we're married, you should not be like, yo, bro, like, reevaluate your whole life right now.
But so do you think that it's fair to expect any change, like an expectation from a partner after marriage of the other person to act a different way, be a different way, like, at all? Do you think any of it acceptable?
No. Because, and I know you disagree, but because I fully believe you should always go, like, especially after, okay, maybe not directly into your relationship, depending on what age you are, right? But especially when you're on the older side, you should go and you're taking your relationship serious. At the point at which you are taking your relationship serious, and it's not like a situationship or like a little messing around thing, whatever, or like getting to know each other thing. Like, you are like, yo, this is someone I might seriously look into being with for the rest of my life. At that point, you feel that way, you should automatically be taking the relationship from that point as if you're married, because it's like, it's in the sense of like, you guys should be the same into your marriage life and as you are properly dating, because the idea is like, it's kind of like a test, like relationships are kind of like test marriages, you know, kind of thing.
Okay, so what if, say for instance, you've been dating for 2 years, get engaged, get married, and say like something just didn't come up in the 2 years, like say for instance going on a girls trip that just never kind of came up, and then once you're married, the girl's like, oh, I'm planning to go on a girls trip, and then he's like, you can't do that, you're married, whatever. And then she's like, well, I've always done this with my girls, and then he's like, well, you can't do that, you're married. Like, do you think that's a fair expectation?
No, because why can't she? Because like, what is the distrust there? Because like, you chose to marry this person, right? And let's say you didn't even know about whatever, but you probably knew that she's gone on trips with her friends before, right? Let's not even forget like girls trip, whatever. Like, she's gone on trips with her friends, and now she wants to just have another trip with her friends, right? There is no difference between her doing that before.
But what if he, in his head, thought that, okay, she's done this in the past, but she's no longer going to do that because we're together. And then when it actually comes up, like, how does that sound later, to you?
How does that sound to you? When you say that again to yourself and say, how does that sound to you?
I'm trying to be the devil's advocate.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, honestly, because the whole point is, like, you shouldn't marry someone unless you trust that person. So if you don't trust that person, why are you marrying them in the first place? One, right? And you have to remember, despite being married, you are still both individuals. The same way in a relationship, despite being in a relationship, you're still two individuals, right? This person has to be able to do what they want to do. You have to be able to do what you want to do within reason, all right? Like, obviously within what is comfortable for you. And that's why it's like, yo, if you know you don't like your girl going on girls trips, partying, or doing any of those things, right? The moment you're in a relationship, you should have that settled from the get-go, because that's a key thing. That's not like a small thing. That's like, yo, I'm not comfortable with you hanging with your friends without me there, kind of thing, right? Because even if you want to say I do trust you, it's just an emotional thing, whatever, like whatever bullshit reason you want to make up for yourself, it's a lack of trust. Anyway, moving on. Or insecurities.
But you know, that's because a lot of couples are like this. You know, there are people that I know in today's day and age who maybe have a partner in a different country or something, and they're not comfortable with them going out anymore now that they're married women, and you know their perception of them.
Why? That's the thing. Like, I always I would love to have, because I've actually never been in a situation where I've had one of those people in front of me. I would love to challenge them and just be like, why? Because like,
but they say I'm one of those women now, and I'm like, well, because it's my culture.
Yeah, then why are we together? Why are we together? Because we both have such different varying opinions on this topic that we should not be together. Oh, so why did you wait?
So you're saying that it's completely fine if both people are on the same page.
Exactly.
Like okay.
Yeah, that's why you should have been on the same page before you got married. Because marriage is such a binding vow legally. Even forget about like religion and all those things. Like we're talking about legal. Like in this world legally, it's such a binding vow, and breaking it is hard as fuck and expensive as fuck, right? Before you enter anything that is that complex to break up, like it is easier for you to break contracts than it is to break a marriage. Like, like it is when you're about to go into something as crazy tight as that, you should be making sure you've crossed your eye, like
but
you're
you know what I'm gonna say. You know the problem is most people don't do that
because they're dummies.
Most people don't even get to know themselves enough,
and they go
right?
like, oh my god, like. When I met her that day, I knew I was going to marry her. I knew she was the love of my life. And so a year later, I knew I had to marry her. And don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
If you're that type of person, all the power to you. But don't you dare come later on and be like, yo, I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like that. Well, you didn't give yourself a chance to figure out. So how can you be saying that now? Now you have to just work through it. You just have no choice but to work through it.
Like there's couples where people will keep stuff in and just not communicate them because they're either afraid or they don't do confrontation. They don't do confrontation. They don't know how the partner is going to take it. They might get angry. They're afraid, like whatever it is. And it's just mind boggling to me that you're willing to, like you said, marriage is legally binding. Like it's so difficult to get out of. So it's really scary to me to not fully know your partner before that time. And I think moving in is another topic because not wrong one. Sisters in the City, they're recently talking about how like, oh, should you move in with someone and experience living together before marriage?
Absolutely.
And I'm very, very on the strong side of you should definitely move in together.
It's not the same as just dating without living together.
It's absolutely not. And don't get me wrong, you can make it work. I think it's very rare cases, but the dynamic will always be different.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like as in like you're just shifting and moving and doing all these things to like try to possibly like if you get married quickly without fully really knowing who the person is at their core and how they are in every facet of life, you just spend the rest of your marriage just trying to like you'll never be like and this is assuming you guys aren't a perfect match, right? You just spend your entire relationship trying to kind of align ever so slightly. You both keep shifting and shifting and shifting in such a way to like just align. It's not because there's a difference between compromise and just trying to be as aligned as close as possible to what they want because like you're not trying to cause yourself a headache, right? Because there is a difference between compromise where you truly are both happy with compromising and you're like, this is what I want, this is what you want, this is the middle and we're both fine with that. Whereas it's both of you like, this is what I want, this is what you want. Here's a rope. We'll both hold on to the rope and try our best to not cut the rope, like kind of thing. Yeah. And that's what it is. Like you just spend
it. But because a lot of the times it is the women that kind of tends to conform and like change their ways.
And it's so jarring. And that's why after X amount of years, they just divorce because like, and like, don't get me wrong. Even strong relationships like ours, or anyone else that's been for a long time, that can end. Any length of time relationship can end for any numerous amount of reasons. But my point is, if you don't give it a chance,
That's the thing. But like, also think about the fact that we've always openly communicated that might be on the table, right, to this day. And I think we've talked about that time and time again on this podcast. And I think sometimes people think we're a bit nuts because we're like, you're kind of leaving an open door of like, yes, I want this to be forever, right? And at this current point of time, this is my forever. But at the same time, if 5 years from now, like either one of us is like no longer happy, I would want that open communication to still be there. And like, yes, because the thing is, there's going to be hard times that you work through, because there has been, and we've worked through them, right? Because you try your absolute best. So this is saying that you've already tried everything and it hasn't worked, right? And I think we were saying this to some of our friends before, and they were like, what? No, marriage is like, you know, forever. Like, this is it.
You're tied in, bro.
That's really scary. That can be very scary.
Exactly. It can be very choking and everything like that. It's just long, bro. It's just jarring, honestly. Like, the shorter amount of time you are in together before you get married, it's just risky. Like, you're just like then facing a situation where you have to be married to this person and also learn about the person. It's like speed dating relationship. Like, you know, you're just like trying to do everything as fast as possible, trying to learn everything. And then you learn like, oh my God, I actually don't like you that much.
Can you imagine how scary it would be like to discover something
like
that
the
you
honeymoon
don't like?
phase
stops.
It dies. It dies. And then you're like, oh shit, I really don't like you.
But you know, and then they're like, they see something they don't like, and they're like, oh, we can work on this. Yeah. And then they convince themselves that they can work on it. It's like, no, buddy.
It's part of our character.
It's part of who they are.
It's part of who they are.
And
it was ingrained from the get-go.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, they're not changing. They're already who they are. Like,
they're like 30 years old, buddy. They don't change at this age.
It's too late.
You just adapt.
Yeah, no, but I fully agree that I think, you know, before marriage, you should even consider every single thing of like expectations of marriage. And, you know, like, say now, once Farouk and I get married, if he's now like, yeah, you are never going out with your friends or anything like that.
I've been waiting, you're locked in.
Yeah, that would be so out of character. I would be so startled. And don't get me wrong, there are situations like that where, you know, you discuss things and then people like just completely radically change.
Yeah, exactly.
That can be really scary and really like rough time, but like most times people just don't get to know themselves, each other enough. They don't discuss boundaries, they don't discuss, because expectations can change once you're married, but make that clear.
Exactly.
Let the person know.
It's like, oh yeah, I used to be like this, but I'm like this. Whereas like people be like, oh my God, I can't believe he's like this. He's like, bro, I've always been like this.
Yeah,
I never changed. I've been like this. Like,
so what are you talking about?
You're like, you're such a no, I've always been a monster. You just never looked.
You just never noticed.
You know, like stuff like that, you know, it literally makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
It makes a massive difference.
So that's all we had for today.
I hope you guys enjoyed, listened, had a great time.
Fabulous.
You loved my sick voice. I felt like my voice got sicker as I kept going on. Or maybe just because my nose is stuffy and I just want to like do this thing I need to do because of the mic. I don't want it to pick it up. But like, let us know what you think. Obviously, as always, give us your opinions. We read through all of them. You know, we enjoy them. We reply. We love everyone's inputs, especially when you guys are just all going back and forth on each other, bickering.
Yeah. And guys, don't be afraid to put your real opinions out there, because we put ourselves on the line and we don't really care. At the end of the day, it's our opinions. And
like, you have nothing to lose. We might never get sponsorship because of the shit we say.
Yeah. So we have everything to lose.
We got, so you got nothing to lose. You can even make a fake account and put your fake name out there. Like, you know, like,
you can do that. That's okay.
But don't follow us under a fake account, please.
No, do.
We don't need bots. No,
fake account and real accounts. Make sure
only real accounts. We don't want bots.
We'll take what we can get.
Yeah, no, because that's how we get fired from programs.
We're not on any program.
That's what I'm saying. Let's not kid ourselves before we even start.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with all your friends.
The whole thing, you know.
Till next time.
Peace.